We might be watching the last days of Bronny James in the NBA.
This has gotta stop, man! This has just gotta stop! Look at Bronny! He's sleeping! How you sleeping? You played 3 minutes! I can't believe this spacing! There's 2 guys right next to each other, man! They're playing 3-on-5! Look at this, man! Again here, man! Look at this D! This D is haram, man! You have to have more defensive awareness than that, Bronny. Come on, man! It's a shame, man! I feel bad for him! He's just not an NBA player! He cannot be on the floor anymore!
Bronny James, he's 7 for 28 in 4 preseason games from the field. He's 2 for 13, I believe, from three-point range. He's got 8 assists and 8 turnovers. He's moving into year 2. This guy is not an NBA player.
When Bronny James first stepped onto an NBA court, it should have been one of those moments you never forget. Father and son sharing the floor, a basketball legacy coming full circle, the kind of story the league dreams about, wrapped in slow-motion replays and emotional camera cuts. But somewhere along the way, the narrative shifted. The cameras aren't celebrating anymore. Now they're documenting, they're analyzing, and in some cases, they're exposing a harsh reality.
Real question. This is no hate. This is real shit. Why he in the G?
At all.
And Bronny not in the G.
Whoa.
Bronny James is struggling, and the NBA isn't hiding it. Not through headlines or press conferences, but through minutes that don't materialize, offensive sets that don't flow his way, and a noticeable tension whenever he checks in. This isn't about hate. It's not disrespect. It's about whether he's ready. And right now, Bronny looks overwhelmed by the speed, physicality, and relentless demands of NBA basketball.
I just looked it up. G-League top scorers, points per game. I went through 50 and there's no Bronny James in there. He had 140-point game. The other games were 1. So now you do the math, and it's not going to be in the top 50. I don't even know who is this. Bryce McGowan, Elijah Harkles, Trey Alexander, DJ Davidson. Never heard of these kids. But they're dropping 30 a night in G League. Why is Bronny sitting on the bench? And this is the thing with Stephen A.
The biggest problem first, the one showing up in box scores, film sessions, and coaching conversations. Bronny James can't shoot consistently at an NBA level. Not from 3, not off the catch, not in rhythm, not with confidence. This didn't start in the league. It didn't even start in the preseason or the G League. This has been an ongoing concern since his college days. Low shooting percentages, flat releases, mechanical inconsistencies, shots that look forced instead of natural. In the NBA, that kind of hesitation gets punished immediately. Defenders don't bother closing out hard on Bronny. They sag off, they pack the paint, they practically invite him to shoot. And when defenses don't respect your jumper, everything breaks down. Spacing evaporates, driving lanes close, offensive rhythm dies. When Bronny's on the floor, the Lakers aren't just missing shots, they're missing the room to operate.
Fair that he is there is what I'm going to say. You know, I think it's clear like what the reason why he's there is because LeBron, you know, has kind of made sure he's there. He's just not an NBA player. He looks, in my mind, like almost like worse than he was last year, or it hasn't been any improvement.
Now look at the numbers and the picture gets even clearer. Bronny ranks near the bottom among all rookies in points per game, near the bottom in field goal percentage, near the bottom in offensive impact. This isn't about being picky with stats. This is basic NBA production, and he's not there yet. He's not giving you scoring spurts. He's not applying offensive pressure. He's not forcing defenses to adjust. Instead, his minutes feel silent, almost invisible. And in a league where every possession counts, invisible doesn't cut it. Bronny was billed as a combo guard, a smart playmaker, a connector who could facilitate and keep the offense humming. But the film tells a different story. His handle looks shaky under pressure. His decision-making comes late. The ball sticks when it gets to him. There are plays where the read is obvious. Swing it, hit the open man, attack the gap. And instead, you see hesitation, extra dribbles, rushed passes, turnovers that shouldn't happen. That's not about effort, that's about experience. And the NBA doesn't give you time to figure it out on the fly. You earn that time somewhere else first. Now let's talk defense, the one area where Bronny was supposed to hold his own early. Yes, he's got the athleticism. Yes, he's got lateral quickness. The physical tools are there. But tools mean nothing if you don't know how to use them. Watch the tape and you'll see possessions where Bronny looks lost. Rotations come late, switches get blown. Closeouts don't actually close out. NBA offenses exploit that instantly. They hunt mismatches. They force young players into uncomfortable actions. They test your instincts. And right now, Bronny's playing like someone who's thinking too much instead of reacting. At this level, defense isn't just about hustle, it's about anticipation. And anticipation comes from reps, not reputation.
In the NBA, and I know Bronny's got this contract, and if he sticks with the Lakers, maybe it's inevitable, but if LeBron ever has to really force his way out, that may be the end of Bronny's career. That's where LeBron has potentially miscalculated, because his greed, his desire to play with his son may end up blowing up in his face. This is turned in.
Here's the uncomfortable part that nobody wants to address, but coaches see it clear as day. When Bronny checks in, the team often performs worse. Not in theory, not emotionally, statistically, functionally, measurably worse. The offense slows down, the flow gets choppy, confidence drops across the board. That doesn't mean he's selfish, it means he's unsure. And in basketball, uncertainty spreads. NBA rotations aren't built on reliability, they're built on reliability. You earn minutes by making your teammates' jobs easier. Right now, Bronny James doesn't need protection, he doesn't need sympathy, he doesn't need a marketing push. He needs work, real, sustained, high-rep development work. And the G League is where that happens. Not permanently, not as a label or a failure, but as a necessary step. Because right now, the league is sending him a message without saying it out loud. You're not ready yet. And the smartest thing Bronny can do is listen.
That looks like, you said, a scared boy out there. He don't look like he want to make mistakes. He don't feel comfortable making mistakes.
6 words that sum up everything. He don't feel comfortable making mistakes. That's the difference between development and survival. Young players need to make mistakes to grow. They need to take bad shots, blow defensive rotations, try difficult passes, because that's how you learn what works at the NBA level. But Bronny can't afford mistakes, not with his name, not with his situation, not with the entire internet waiting to mock him. The coaching staff can call plays for him, give him opportunities, shout encouragement, but if Bronny himself doesn't believe he belongs, none of it matters. Confidence isn't something you can scheme into existence. It's earned through experience, through small successes building into bigger ones. And right now, Bronny isn't getting those small victories because he won't take the risks necessary to achieve them.
Put him in a situation in a Charlotte or fucking Sacramento or one of these bad teams, right, where there's no expectation.
He can go under the radar.
Go out in that motherfucker and play.
Yeah.
They lose. Bronny can go 0 for 13 one day, 14 for 15 one day, 6 for 9, whatever the case is.
This is the path not taken, and it might haunt Bronny's career forever. Imagine if he'd been drafted by Charlotte or Portland, teams with no playoff pressure, no legacy expectations, no LeBron James watching from the bench. He could have played 25 minutes a night, taken 15 shots, made mistakes without the world imploding. Good game or bad game, nobody would care, because those teams are rebuilding anyway. Instead, he's on the Lakers, a franchise desperate to maximize LeBron's final years, a team that can't afford to waste a single roster spot on a development project. Every minute Bronny plays is a minute taken from someone who could actually help them win now. That reality creates resentment, pressure, and an environment where a 20-year-old kid can't breathe.
I know what it is. It ain't easy.
I know.
It ain't easy to come in.
Kenyon Martin knows exactly what Bronny is facing because his son, KJ Martin, walked the same path. But here's the crucial difference. Kenyon wasn't playing in the league when KJ got drafted. KJ had space to develop his own identity, make his own mistakes, build his own career. But Bronny doesn't have that luxury. Every single day, he's compared directly to LeBron, the pressure magnified 1,000 times because they're literally teammates. No other second-round pick in NBA history has faced this level of scrutiny. Most 55th picks get cut before the season even starts. The few who make rosters play garbage time and develop in the G League without anyone watching. But Bronny, every single possession is analyzed, debated, criticized. It's an impossible standard for any young player, let alone one still recovering from cardiac arrest and adjusting to professional basketball. The hourglass is running out for Bronny James. LeBron is playing on an expiring contract with a sciatica injury that signals his body is ready to shut down. Next season is year 3 of Bronny's contract, the year the Lakers can cut him with 0 financial penalty. All the stars are aligning for a brutal ending to this father-son experiment. But there's still one path to salvation: performance. If Bronny can somehow break through the mental barriers, start playing with the aggression and confidence he showed in the G League, prove he can actually help the Lakers win games, everything changes. The criticism fades, the roster spot becomes justified, the career continues. But right now, though, we're watching a kid drowning in expectations, playing scared instead of free, and running out of time to prove he belongs in the NBA. The next few months will determine whether Bronny James becomes a feel-good story of perseverance or a cautionary tale about nepotism and pressure destroying potential. The basketball world is watching, the clock is ticking, and Bronny James is running out of chances to prove the doubters wrong.